financial first aid, my three things are: what do you say to motivate? What do you say to educate? And what do you say to inspire? And so I'm going to ask you those three questions right
Okay.
now. Oh, number one, what would you say to motivate our audience?
So the thing I always say is somebody got to go to work every day. It's either going to be you or money, right? So you can't, seriously, if you put your money, the money is a tool and you can put it to work and you can hire it and do amazing things. If not, you can have it sit in the bank and relax, but then you're going to be working every day for the rest of your life. So my mindset is always like money doesn't call out, doesn't get COVID, it doesn't need a daycare, it doesn't have no excuses. It's always working. So my goal and my vision always is as an investor is to make sure money is working so I don't have to, right? I can't be on the beach chilling. I love to travel now. Like I can't be on the beach and my money just sitting in the bed. We both can't be chilling. Like somebody got to do something. Somebody got to keep this thing going. So that's what I would say to somebody to motivate them. Like either you're gonna figure it out and make your money grow so you can free up your time and do different things.
Nice, nice. And then to inspire them. I think
Um,
your story actually is inspirational in and of itself. You know, coming
sure.
from coming from the streets and hey, figuring out I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to. The 9 to 5 is nice, but I want something
Mhm.
more for my life.
Sure. I would say to inspire. Um, for me, it's a couple of things, right? It's understanding leverage, right? Knowing what I know now, would I have still quit my job 5 or 6 years ago? No, I would have leveraged it, right? I would have leveraged it better.
Okay, how
Um,
so?
I would have maxed out the 401k, right? I would have picked a job with the best benefits where I would have figured that part of it out and then leveraging the stock options thing and then staying at that job and buying one rental property a year, so I can then supplement as the cash flow then supplements that. And then I would leave out and kind of go from there,
Okay,
right? That's what I kind of would do, right? And then really inspiring to me is not wanting to leave my family a bill when I go,
okay.
right? Not wanting to, God forbid, they have to start a GoFundMe page when I pass away or something like that. That was really the motivation and thing for me, breaking a generational cycle, just because of where I grew up from in the environment I grew up in, watching so much destruction. It was like, I just wanted to change that trajectory of my family for the next 100 years. So that's what it really inspired me.
Wow, nice. That's wonderful. To be thinking ahead and being proactive and really focusing on the whole generational wealth thing. That's great. That really is. And then educate. What would you say to educate them? I think that piece that you just said a few minutes ago about hey hanging in there on your 9 to 5 and maxing out, like getting all the benefits out of the 9 to 5 job that you could, and gradually walking into the investment game. But
Right.
what other education could you do?
So I always say, like, people say this, the thing, right? Cash is king, right? Credit is power, but knowledge is the ultimate currency,
Okay.
right? Knowledge is truly the ultimate currency, right? Because once you know something, you can't really unknow it. And having the right education and information can open a lot of doors for you, right? Ignorance, people say ignorance is bliss, but ignorance is really expensive, right?
Really?
It can cost you a lot. And
Yes.
I've learned that in through real estate. So that for me is a lot of education, and relationships are worth more than money to me, right? I can make money, but relationships have really changed my life. I've done a lot of things with strangers that I've been able to accomplish with people I've known my whole life, which is not a knock against them, but we only can know what we knew, right?
Right.
But
Right.
meeting certain strangers and just people who are aligned with certain things have really opened and changed my life
Mm-hmm.
tremendously.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
those are the two educational pieces.
No, absolutely. I love that. As you said earlier, you only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. But being around certain people most definitely can, get you to a different place. Because if you stay around the people that are in the same network you're in, you'll never grow. So you have to go to, a place where there's people that know more than you, and don't be ashamed to be the person in the room that doesn't know the most. A lot of times.
I love not being the smartest person in the room. I love it.
Exactly. Don't be
I
the
love it.
smartest person in the room, because
I
being the
love it.
smartest
Because then
person
I
in
just bring
the
that information back to the previous room.
room.
That's it.
Exactly.
Then I just educate all the other my friends and things.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. So I know one piece that we didn't really get into too much, but I'd like to ask you about is I know you're kind of that guy who has a multiple stream of income mindset. Besides the real estate investing, what other ventures are you into?
So yeah, right. So right now I do fix and flips. I do rental properties. I do have a rental car business that I do. I'm a licensed general contractor, so I help other investors with their projects. I do invest in the stock market, whether it's buy and hold, and I do trade options as well.
Wow,
Um,
wonderful.
a couple people want me to start this mentorship going. Um, I'm gonna probably do that here shortly. And then I have big, right? Big is not really it's a business, but we're not taking profits. I'm just growing that to be ultimately like a black hedge fund. That's
Hmm.
my ultimate goal for that. But
Okay.
that's it. I'm open to this. You know, if now for me it's like a numbers thing, right? If it's a cash on return on investment thing, right? So I'm open to businesses and different things. I just love the numbers and the math and different things like that. So yeah,
That's
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 where I'm at like that.
That's good. That's good. And that the multiple stream of income thing, just looking at numbers, that'll probably get you the kind of success that you're looking for. Because a lot of times I think people think about real estate investing as purely being a landlord, but there's so much more to it than that, and so many different things you can do with it besides just being a landlord. So I
Sure.
see you're the contractor piece. You're helping other investors. You're building wealth not only for yourself but for other people. You're doing it all, Mr. Marcus. I love it.
Appreciate it. And just to your viewers, right? Like I've done all this. We didn't talk about I've done all this without my own money, without my own credit. Right.
Ooh,
Like when I left my job, I literally had none of it. Right. I didn't my
okay.
credit score, I didn't even have credit. Like
What you talking about, Willis?
I didn't have it. I mean, I have it today, which actually just got really kind of established a year from now, right? Like I the I've really had no credit and I didn't have no capital. So I partnered with those things to help grow and scale.
So, wow.
So
Let's
yeah, so
talk
when
about
people say,
that.
well, I don't have no money, I don't have yeah. When they say, well, I have no money, I don't have no credit, I was like, so I didn't either. I couldn't go to a bank. I couldn't go to a bank if you're like, we're in South Jersey. I don't know how far your viewership goes, but I grew up in Camden, New Jersey, like one of the worst cities in America, right? Obama said in his run, like, this is the worst city in America. So when you go to a bank and that's on your license, that's not nobody's giving if there's no real opportunities there,
Hmm.
right? The bank's not,
Okay.
approving a lot of that. So I'm
Let's
like, okay,
let's
the bank
delve
route
into
doesn't
that a
work,
little
right?
bit. Yeah, let's delve into that a
Huh?
little bit. What
Yeah.
what? How did you navigate that whole piece? That piece I didn't know.
Okay. So after I bought my house, I was at an event in my town, and I see one of my childhood buddies. He's my biggest partner now. He was like, "Hey man, I was what you up to?" He's, I'm in the real estate. I said, "Yeah, me too." Now, mind you, I didn't even have an investment property. I just was like basically talking to his fruition. Like, I'm a real estate investor. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got some properties." So we kind of had a lunch, and he's like, "Oh man, I know this older guy who has a bunch of properties. Maybe you talk to him like you're talking to me about how we can, do this rental thing and this and that, and maybe he'll give us an opportunity." And he sat us down, and the gentleman was asking me all these questions of how to get it, if he gives us money, how to get the money back, this and that. And I answered them all because I was already prepping for a moment for somebody because I already knew that I didn't have the capital. I was like, man, if I can meet somebody, give me the capital, that's all I need. And he was like, yeah, I'll give you an opportunity. I was like, great. You know what I'm saying? So once he told me that, then I just ran out here and started. Now I just got to find a deal. So you find a deal, I'll provide the money. And that's what happened. I ran and found a deal. I actually found two deals. One was through a wholesaler and one was on auction.com. And it was literally that Friday before the world shut down in COVID.
Oh wow.
I had won the auction. Yep. And he had like, I won the auction. I called him, like, hey, I won this property. He's like, no problem. How much you need? I was like 200,000. He showed up with a check for 200 some thousand in my house. And I was like, I'm never going back. I'm never going back. I'm never going back. That's it. I'm done. I was like, all this hard work paid off. I'm never going back to, what I'm saying? And I took the ground running. Hit the
That's
ground running
great.
from there.
Great. I love that piece. You had no money, and that's
Mhm.
what I think a lot of people get scared about. Not just with real estate investing, but any kind of business. They, are like, I don't have any money, but there are so many people out here who do have money that will help you invest in your dream. But you've got to be sure that you can cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
100%.
Obviously, you answered all the questions that this gentleman wanted to know about what it is you were going to do with his money.
Mhm. and how to get it
And,
back to him. That was
yeah.
the key. Like, how can I pay him back? It's okay. So once I answered all those, that was it. And then when it came time to credit, my business partner had good credit at the time. So I was like, great, we got a credit piece. If we need a
Okay.
loan or refinance out, we put the loan in your name,
Hmm.
and then and he has the capital. And like I said, we just never turned back.
Right, right. So it was just like rinse and repeat,
Yep.
keep on the same
Yep.
thing. That's one thing. Earlier when I was doing your intro, I did say the term BRRRR, and can you just explain a little bit about what BRRRR means?
Sure. We buy the property that's distressed or ugly. We fix it up. So that's
That's
so
the
you buy
R
it
part.
and
That's the
yep,
repair
yep. So you
part.
buy it, yep, and then you repair it or renovate it, right? Then you rent it. So then we
Rent
get
it.
a tenant in there, then we refinance it, and then we repeat the process.
Right,
So let's just give an example of a person gives me $150,000. I fix the house, I buy it and fix it all up. That's all included in 150. The bank comes out and says, hey, it's worth. I'll give you a recent one. We bought a house for 145. We spent about 15 grand in it. The bank came and said it's worth 265. So I pulled out a little bit over 60 some percent of the ARV, meaning if the bank says it's valued at this, we put out just enough money to pay off the people who gave us the money for the purchase and rehab, plus the money we kind of put out of pocket. And now that same property is being rented for like 1,900, and then it's cash flowing about $400 a month
wow, great, love it.
after expenses, right? After all the expenses. So
That's wonderful. So, thank you so much today for all your knowledge and your time and your just your great inspiration, your great motivation and education that you've given to my listeners. I look forward to having you on again, and then we can talk about
sure.
some more things. And not only that, you can give people more ideas of how they can creatively, finance these different real estate transactions, or maybe just finance
Sure.
any business that they might be interested in without actually having cash. So that's a whole podcast by itself.
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely talk about that. 100%.
Thank you so much for coming on today, Marcus. I look forward to having you on again.
All right. I appreciate you, man.
Take care.
You too.